Welcome to the Presbyterian Church in Westfield. We're glad to have you with us. For the past 15 months or so much of life has been sidelined. We've endured so much together, and there's a yearning. There's a yearning to get back to normal, I think, that most of us have either heard or experienced ourselves. And when we look around, so much of our everyday life feels so alien. It feels so different. Now, if any of that resonates with you, stay tuned. Stay with us today. Today, we kick off a brand new summer worship experience that is inspired by ancient, biblical really, sports metaphors. Now, here's the deal. St. Paul lived in a world where sports and athletic competition was all used for religious festivals in both Greece and in Rome. And celebrating the pinnacle of human physical achievement, that all went hand in hand with celebrating our worth as human beings, but also as a reflection of our ethics and our morals. But Paul is up to something really different. He used these very same phrases to point us back to Christ, to help us understand that, God is at work and present in every single aspect of our lives. And also to help us remember that we're never really alone. Join us now as we get back in the game.
Never asked these questions. I never felt so broken. Oh God, what do I do now? Never cried this way. I've never seen such pain. Oh God, what do I do now? But even here, even now, I live close to heaven and
When I was a kid, I played a lot of different sports. And speaking of at least, playing competitively, I played tennis and golf. I, ran track. I played football. And especially with running, however, that one really stands out in my mind. I loved setting a goal and then another and then another. And I would knock down every single one of the expectations that I'd set up for myself just to push myself ahead. For example, instead of going out for a 10-mile run, I'd head out for a 5, but as I approached the end of 5, I would choose to add on a 6th, but I would try to make my time for mile 6 faster than my time for mile 5. And I was always looking for that next gear, that place deep inside of me where I could keep moving. St. Paul, in his letter to the Hebrews, tells the churches he's writing to run with perseverance. I want to read to you just a really short passage of scripture. And just in terms of context, he's talking to them because they are suffering. The people of that time are being, as Christians, pushed aside. They're being pushed down. They're getting beaten up, pushed out of businesses, kicked out of families. And through all that suffering, he's trying to help them understand that through what they're going through, they can actually learn to love and offer compassion better because of their suffering, to learn how to be more like Jesus. So he says, run with perseverance. And we're going to read just a few words of this together. He says, let us run with perseverance the race that is set before us, looking to Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is seated at the right hand of the throne of God. Consider him who endured from sinners such hostility against himself, so that you may not grow weary or faint-hearted. That's a lovely, lovely passage, and he's trying to help them understand something deep, deep about our faith. That word perseverance, though, that gets to me. Because whereas as a teenager, I would run with perseverance to keep pushing and dig deeper, you might be surprised to know that these days, I can almost run to the end of my driveway without stopping. So, things have changed. My spouse can knock out multiple miles like it's